What's up, everybody? Good evening. Welcome to Nightcap with Scone. Nailed it. Nightcap with Scone. Presented by Hoodco Roofing. HoodcoRoofing.com. And presented by Gamecoin. Can you say Gamecoin?
Gamecoin.
You nailed it. And by mycleanliving.net. You say it.
mycleanliving.net.
Nailed it. Boy. Drew's here, hanging out with a little Nightcap with Scone. What's up, everybody? Hope you're having an awesome evening. If you're new, Nightcap with Scone, a show that was born out of quarantine when wasn't nobody doing nothing. So we, on a Whiskey Wednesday, decided, hey, let's pop a top, let's have a pour, and talk about whatever in the world it is that you all would like to discuss. Maybe it's sports. Awesome. Maybe it's radio or the state of media. Cool. Maybe it's crypto like Gamecoin. See, this is part of a penny being wiped away by Gamecoin. Or maybe it's something like the LSU football coaching search, because I'd imagine many of you are interested in that right now. So anyway, do me a solid if you're here. Facebook, like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post. If you're on YouTube... Hi, Drew. If you're on YouTube, smash that like button. Smash it. Smash that like button. I'm going to hear your mom. I think I hear your mommy. Anyway. It's open. Yeah. Huh? It's open. Erica's in the yard. You better not. You're going to kick that thing over. Do that. Okay, go see mommy. Come on, let's go see mommy. Unlock the door for her. What a disaster. This is so good. Anyway, all right, what's up, everybody? We're back now. Erica was literally standing right there at my window trying to get my attention because she was locked outside. Should have just left her out there. All right, let's say some good evenings, y'all. I know a lot of people are interested in the coaching search stuff. We'll delve into that. I have a feeling we might get a lot of Gamecoin questions tonight. I was fired up about that. By the way, let me know what you're pouring tonight. I have Penelope. This is what we talked about today on AFR. This is Penelope Barrel Strength. This is the Louisiana Select. Toasted. Jesus, why couldn't I remember that? Anyway, fantastic. Picked this up at Calandro's today. They had a good amount available. Penelope, instead of doing store picks, they did certain releases for certain states. So this is the Louisiana Select. Not sure what other retailers have it. So Calandro's has it. It's fantastic, by the way. Took a pour of it on AFR today during that segment with Taylor. And it's magnificent. Really, if you like toasted barrel whiskey, you will really enjoy this. Okay. All right, let's say some good evenings, man. Let me know what's going on. Tim Fauché, what's going on? Charlie Gale. Frederick, what's up? Who wins the first natty? Wade, Johnson, Mulkey, or the football coach? I will go with Kim Mulkey. Just she has the precedent having won 3. Brian Leday, odds Riley is the next coach. I do believe LSU will offer Lincoln Riley. I don't know if he will accept the job. I think they'll make a very competitive offer. I was also told today that Lincoln Riley had not one but 2 NFL teams already this week interested in him. So really it's going to be a question for Lincoln. Does he want to be a college coach or an NFL coach? Jeff McKithen, TK Brown, Nick Ori, what's up? Drew bringing it home, I love it. Alex Robaleski, without the options of Mel, Riley, Jimbo, Franklin, Fickle, who is left? Can you give 4 names? Yeah, okay, so I'll run through those too. So my understanding is Mel Tucker was never a real candidate. He was the preferred choice of William Tate. I don't think he was ever the choice of Scott Woodward. They spoke and basically allowed him to leverage LSU for a deal that he got at Michigan State.
So I was like waiting.
Oh God.
And I was calling your phone.
Oh, I got that on Do Not
For
Disturb.
15 minutes.
Huh?
I was out there for like 15 minutes.
Why?
Because I thought this was locked.
No, it's been unlocked.
I didn't know.
Well, of course it's
I
going
didn't
to
know
unlock
you
it.
see me.
No, Erica. I was like, I think you hear Erica. Oh, Lauren called for you too, by the way. So Mel Tucker, I don't believe was ever a real candidate, at least not in Scott Woodward's eyes. James Franklin, they talked early. That didn't go well. I told you that. Fickle, I don't think there was mutual interest there. So Jimbo, I don't believe they're going to pull. Riley, I do believe there's a possibility that they could pull Lincoln Riley. I absolutely believe that there's a possibility there. I think I gave you two names on Friday. I gave you Mel Tucker. Actually, it's Saturday on Whiskey One. I gave you Mel Tucker. Not Mel Tucker, excuse me. Matt Campbell. I gave you Matt Campbell. Matt Campbell and Billy Napier. And I did, interestingly enough, get a little whisper that maybe Lane Kiffin might be working his way back into the mix. At some point, you got to decide who's the right fit, who wants the job, who's going to take it. So I'd feel pretty confident saying it's among those that I just mentioned. Riley, Campbell, Napier, Kiffin. But a lot can change in 2 weeks. Sam Bacon, Tony Williams, David LeBlanc, Frank Alessi, what's going on? Shout out to my YouTube peeps over here. 167 watching on, I love it. 175. 227 on Facebook, 175 on YouTube. Y'all are awesome. Thank you so much. Riley having a nightcap, maybe. Tony, oh wait, that's wrong. Sorry. Joe Delmonico, drinking with Lincoln, let's go. LSU fan, good evening. If you had to bet, is Lincoln Riley LSU's next head coach? I wouldn't bet on something like that. I do believe there's a chance, though. I believe they will make an offer to Lincoln Riley. Kirk Taylor, the Bakers. Love you, Matt. Thank you, the Bakers. Loved y'all, too. LSU fan, KC56, Brody Dupree. Nightcap's going to be lit. I feel it. Jared Addison, Michael Merritt, Don Cluot, Kirk Taylor. Kirk said, cannot have Lincoln Riley in Baton Rouge. Why not? Need Drew to learn the Hudco jingle. I love it. Scott Thibodeau, Greg T, Vincent Colette, a little Southern Comfort. There you go. Trivia Carter. Jordan Commander. Let's see. Greetings from Vegas. Picked up some Smoke Wagon. Yes, sir. I love it. Spurge of the Poor, if you're just joining, is Penelope, the Louisiana Select Barrel Strength Toasted Series. Fantastic. Actually, a fair amount of sweet on the palate, believe it or not. A really good char. You got a lot of palate and a very smooth, long finish. It's not going to burn on the way down, but you're going to get that nice Kentucky hug all up in here for a long time. Good, smooth finish. Very drinkable. Leonard Sarasota, do you trust Feldman's opinion? He's almost always solid. Guys like him do not get where they are with bad intel. That's a great point, Leonard. But the thing that I'll tell you is things change in coaching searches. It's why speaking in absolutes with coaching searches is usually not a good idea. And Feldman, I want to read Feldman's exact tweet. So we don't... So Jake Crane of J-Boy Show reported that Lincoln Riley has an offer, 8 years, $96 million. Someone has been telling you all, by the way, for about 4 weeks now that LSU is floating a contract offer of 8 years, $100 million. I don't know who told you that. But somebody told you that. Bruce Feldman said a lot of chatter about Lincoln Riley leaving OU for LSU, but I'm hearing that is not going to happen. I don't know to whom Bruce is speaking there. So we'll just wait and see. I believe Lincoln Riley is very much in play, by the way. I do not believe Bruce Feldman is slamming the door. I very much believe LSU will make an 8-figure offer annually for Lincoln Riley. It would make him the highest paid coach in the country. I do believe they will make that offer to him. I do. Let's see. Brian Thomas Cusick, what's up? Joseph Armato. When Matt comes on, I reach for my earbuds. Thank you. Well, then why are you watching? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, your earbuds, you can listen. My bad. I was thinking like ear plugs, like you don't listen. But thank you, Joseph. Very kind of you. Rapping Batches, Nicholas Cantrell, what's up? Well, Smoke Wagon, second Smoke, Matt Wagon. USMC Mike 1, what's up from North Carolina? Robbie White, what's going on, man? Theoretically, how far down the list would Woodward have to go before Lane Kiffin would be offered the job, just out of curiosity? So I kind of mentioned that, Robbie. I think I hadn't heard Nick Lane's name in a while. I hadn't. He was one of the first names I heard. And I'm telling you, I think that Alabama game caused a lot of that chatter to cool. I do. But eventually you get to a point where you got to hire somebody. And so are you really trying to hire a sitting Power 5 head coach? And he's a good option. Bobby Lopnow, screw it, let's get saved. Scott Loom 12, listen to Locked On Big 12 today. They all said the thing about LSU is a better job than OU. LSU is a better job than OU. I want to be very clear, though, because sometimes this gets misinterpreted. I'm not telling you that historically LSU is a better program than Oklahoma. Oklahoma has more history, more historical success than LSU. That's not debatable. They do. More national championships, more conference championships, more All-Americans, all that stuff. Oklahoma, historically, is a better program than LSU. LSU, today, is a better job than Oklahoma for all of the reasons we've discussed many times. Resources, recruiting, only Power 5 in a talent state, all that sort of SEC ties, all that stuff. LSU is a better job than Oklahoma. It is. Oklahoma is a better program historically. Mark Palmer, what's up, man? Brian Thorgeson, Matt, as a special needs parent myself, have to say you're awesome for the attention to Drew. Good work, my friend. Thank you, Brian. God bless you and yours too, man. The Bakers, what's up, Matt? Thanks for the content. Very much appreciated. My pleasure. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for watching. If you're new to Nightcap 253 there on YouTube, smash that like button, please. Facebook 245 watching. We have cleared, we're almost at 600 concurrent viewers. I'm pumped about this tonight. I'm pumped. E-Rock, we got 261 on YouTube, 244 on Facebook.
Yay.
We're pumping it. We're pumping like Gamecoin. Gamecoin's pumping tonight.
Awesome.
It is. We found the floor, I'll tell you that much. Let's see. Corey Landry, Casey Smith. I admitted I want Napier. I'm not pushing Napier. Yeah, I think Billy Napier would do great here. I think there is definitely a faction that doesn't want to hire the coach from Lafayette. But I'll tell y'all, man, I told you this several weeks ago. Had a friend who works in Alabama's athletic administration who said, I spoke to a couple of coaches, administrators over here, and they told us there are two names that would cause a problem for us, meaning Alabama. I said, Mel Tucker, Billy Napier. And it's because they're in the Kirby mold. They're Saban guys who get it. They know how he recruits. They know how he builds the roster. They know how he works. They work maniacally. They recruit maniacally. I think Billy Napier at LSU would do really well. I do. I think he would be fantastic here. I just don't know if LSU is going to get over itself and hire the coach from Lafayette. I really don't. But I will tell you, Billy Napier, I was told weeks ago, would be a front runner at Virginia Tech should that job come open. It's now open. I've also been told from people that cover TCU that Billy Napier might well be the guy at TCU. And if Florida comes open, they may make a run at it. And same for Arizona State. However, I think Arizona State could be pegged with sanctions, so he may not want to go take that job with sanctions. Chris Glazer, what's up, Chuck? Get it? Up, Chuck? Cole Piers, Matt, where'd you get the bottle from? Definitely interested. They have it at Calandro's. I'm not sure what other retailers have it. I don't know if Clint's on here. Oak Point may have it. I don't know about Hocus Pocus. I really don't know. I picked this up today at Calandro's. It's like $50. And they had plenty of it. They had just unpacked it. They just unpacked it today. Keith Artist, J-Boy really knows what's up. I don't listen. I want to be very clear about this. Okay, so J-Boy is Jake Crane. Met Jake at SEC Media Days. Love him. Love his energy. Love his style. We've kept in touch. I think he does an awesome job. He got hired by Cowherds Network to do his podcast on Cowherds. I think it's Volume Sports or something. I think Jake, great talent. I'm serious. Great. There was a big difference between being an entertaining host and being a newsbreaker, a reporter. We've talked about this a lot here. It takes a long time to cultivate the amount of sources to get good information. And not only that, but to know you never break news that's single sourced, ever. You double source it, you triple source it. Because otherwise you could just be spinning someone's own web that they're pandering to you to spin like an agent. And I get fed stories all the time, because people have an agenda. But you have to double check and triple check and make sure you know what you're getting is good information. Aaron Adams said Riley, Aranda, Campbell, Napier. I want to be very clear about this. And I'll continue to say this. And maybe he could pop up, but literally nobody at LSU, within LSU's administration, within booster groups, agents, literally nobody of influence has mentioned Dave Aranda's name to me. Now, maybe that means he's going to get it, but nobody has mentioned Dave Aranda. Nobody. Fans mention him often. No administrator has mentioned Dave Aranda to me. None. Nobody. Zero. So, and I'll continue to maintain that Dave Aranda is a less qualified Mel Tucker. Mel's been a head coach for 3 years, was a DC at both major college level and in the NFL, was an interim head coach in the NFL. He's been at Bama, been at LSU, been at Georgia, all over the SEC. Mel Tucker's a better option than Dave Aranda. But you're familiar with Dave Aranda, which is why people want Dave Aranda back here. I like Dave. I think he's a great coach. What he's doing at Baylor is fantastic. But it's only something that you all are pushing or entertaining because of the familiarity. That's it. Mark Dubé, good morning. Cole Piers. Trent Muth. Are LSU boosters going to be okay paying all these buyouts? Yep. And I'll tell you why. Because Scott Woodward knows the calls to make. I mean, it's really that simple. When you have an AD, I'll let y'all in on. I mean, this is what Nightcap is for. I kind of spill the beans on a lot of stuff I might otherwise not talk about. That's why he'll come back. There were many prominent LSU boosters, and even not even prominent boosters, just, I hate to say middle of the road TAF people. I know that sounds somewhat degrading, which is not my intention, but just understand I'm not even talking about like the top 5 or 10. I mean like the top 500 that said they would not give money to LSU anymore until Joe Oliva was gone. Fundraising was a challenge at the end of Joe Oliva's tenure. That's how disliked he was. That's how poor of a job he did. When you have Scott Woodward in place, it's much easier for Scott to go to the people with deep pockets with an ask. So to the question about, are the boosters okay paying the buyouts? Yeah, it's all a write-off anyway. I mean, they're all getting a tax write-off anyway, and makes them feel like they're helping build LSU's program. So, yeah. So, yeah, they're good. Travis Roy, Matt, not panicking. If my GMEX dollar value hits 0, does that mean I'm out? Or when it rebounds, the amount of tokens I have will pick back up? Absolutely. You never lose your tokens. Yeah, man. So whatever, and it's not going to hit 0, but whatever, it's already bound. We've already rebounded tonight. I think we found the floor. But man, I'm gonna tell you what, like I am so pumped. I know. Look, I get it. I mean, people look at the price and they go whatever, but price whatever. Like the long tail of Gamecoin is the utility, is the idea of a digital asset on the blockchain accompanying any athlete age 9 years old to Tom Brady, and that's the real appeal, because ultimately, like, you can obsess over the price now, like whatever, I don't even care, I barely even look at it anymore, because the new smart contract is launched and all that sort of stuff. But the reality is the success of the project, of Gamecoin's project, is going to dictate long term the price, the value, and all that sort of stuff. And I am so bullish on the project, the Gamecoin project, that and the charitable donations and all the great things it's doing. Like, when people want to sell and take my, like, what, I mean, you can't control it. It's a free market. There's buys and sells. It's just, the question is, are you looking at a 10-foot view or a 10,000-foot view? And the 10,000-foot view is, man, you've got an amazing platform that's being built, an amazing idea, people behind it that are incredibly successful business operators already, and some of the smartest minds in crypto that are coming together to build this platform out. You're getting, they just did an NIL deal with Matt Corral, who might be the first quarterback taken in this year's draft, and he is now a Gamecoin athlete. Yo, like, all of these people continuing to onboard, like, that tells you something about the big picture project of Gamecoin. So, man, sometimes it's hard to see the forest of the trees. Pull back, 10,000-foot view, man. Let's see. John Smithsonian, good evening. New subscriber, first-time watcher. Thank you, John Smithsonian. Appreciate you for being there. Dylan Rao, what's good? David Ricard, Jared Addison, Marcus Stewart. When do we introduce Napier as our next head coach? If everyone else says no, he's got a shot. I mean, there's no doubt he wants the job. I'll tell you something, man. It will be interesting if it'll be interesting. Oh, golly, I am way far behind on comments. Oh my gosh, sorry. Here we are. It would be interesting if other schools that have already fired coaches make a strong push toward Napier. And remember, Napier's agent's Jimmy Sexton. And Sexton and Scott Woodward are very close. So my guess is if something was going to happen with Napier at another school, he'd pick up the phone and call Scott and say, hey, this is about to happen. What you want to do? Let's see. Cash Central Michigan. Thanks, Ott. Way to make up for last night. There you go, Nicholas Cantrell. Greg T. bought another nice chunk of Gamecoin during the brief dip an hour ago. Smart man. I know a lot of people that waited for that dip and bought. I mean, it's hard. It got down to 004. I never thought we'd see it. Like, I think it was 046. It's all the way back up to 008. 0088 right now. We'll be at a penny again tonight. And a lot of people will have increased their bags by buying the dip. Because that's what investors do. Scared people sell in a panic. And smart investors are there to buy the dip. Let's see. What's up, my brother? What you hear? What you know? What's up, Daryl? Julian Wilson. Lane isn't leaving Ole Miss. Julian, I will tell you this, and I'm not guessing on this one. Lane Kiffin would walk to Baton Rouge. If he's offered that job, he'll walk. He has been campaigning for that job for weeks now. I mean, the first call I got about Lane Kiffin and his interest in LSU was before Ed was fired. I mean, it had to be September. It had to be in September. Do you prefer Aranda or Napier? Napier. Julia, let's see. Bobby Honeycutt, what about the Hudco jingle? You know what? I love that idea. I love the idea of the Hudco jingle. You know what? Let's see what we got. Let's see if we can do this all together tonight. Let's make this thing happen. Well, maybe not.
When you need a roof, call someone you know. Scone and Terrio.
right, Hudco Roofing. By the way, real quick, and I'll move on. 328 watching on YouTube. Thank you so much. How many on Facebook? 243. What? I think this is a record for Nightcap. We're close to set to 600 watching concurrently on both platforms. I think this is a record. Thank you all so much, so much for watching. Quickly had a meeting with our Hudco team today, specifically talking about the Bayou area, home of Thibodaux, and how there's so many homes damaged by Ida and no roofers down there. Hammers hitting nails. If you're in the Bayou area, a family member, a friend, a relative, we have materials, we have crews, we can get to you in a matter of a few weeks. So go to hudcoroofing.com, fill out the contact form at the top, and we'll be in touch. Get your schedule. Pick out a shingle color, especially if you already have your scope of work from your insurance company. All right, let's see. Cajun Bama, Julian Wilson, Paul Jean, Mike Ewing, Big Chris Dom 24, strong ass on. Let's see. Merrick Mathern, Michelle Moore, good evening. I keep saying good morning. Good evening. Scotty Adams, Brad Lambert, CJ Votto. How do you feel about Lane? I think Lane would do great here. Bakers, please answer about Napier and Aranda. I think I did. I would take Napier over Aranda. Brett Dagro. See, Daryl, do you think there could be a splash hire completely under the radar? Maybe, Daryl. That would sort of be in Scott's MO, but I think if that were the case, that would already be done, I think. So I don't think so. Star Hill Stunners, Dabo still looking for houses around Baton Rouge. Let's see, would I rather have a Kiffin over Riley? You know what, Cajun Bama? I'll tell you this. The interesting part of that is that I think with Riley, you would be looking at a potential NFL flight risk. With Kiffin, I think he's 46 years old. You'd have Kiffin for the next 15 years, provided he won. Graham Nash, Brad Lambert, Hal Jubin, Matt Lusto, dude, I had Penelope Cash Strength last weekend. Drop of water, excellent. No drop of water from me, but excellent nonetheless. Leonard Sarasota, LSU will end up one of these four coaches. Aranda, Napier, Herman, or Freeze. That feels really stupid, actually. I think you're joking. Who is that again? I feel like you're joking. Leonard Sarasota, I feel like you're joking. I think you're joking. Michelle started a new job last week. Missed these chats. Well, thank you for being here, Michelle. We appreciate you. Rapping batches, talking to everyone lately. I feel like I'm the only one still going to Tiger Stadium Saturday night. Everybody's backing out, dropping like flies. Yeah, I think they'd be lucky to get 60K in there. 8 p.m. kickoff against ULM. It's going to be brutal. By the time that final whistle sounds, there will be 20,000 people in Tiger Stadium. Let's see. John Richardson, Old Charter or Seagram 7? These two scream college for me. Well, it depends what Old Charter you're having. Trivia card. I would love Lincoln here. Makes Heisman quarterbacks with that Louisiana talent. Agree. Scotty Adams. Matt, I need to buy a bottle of Blanton's for a wedding present. I know supplies are low and hard to find. Where should I go? Brother, I hate to tell you this, Scotty. For something like that that's allocated, I mean, your best bet is to go to a store and buy a whole bunch of stuff and ask whoever is the spirits manager if they have any Blantons. Like, spend money. Like, that's how you get allocated stuff. Look at all the crap I have. I mean, you have to spend money. And then when retailers get their allocation, they save their allocation for their good customers. I mean, that's the way to do it. You're never I'm not going to say never, but it's going to be a rare day that you just see Blanton's on the shelf, I know that's not great news. Your other option is buy it online in the secondary market. You're going to pay for it, but you can buy it, Let's see. Todd Boudreaux, should we not have released that amount so early? Teams can figure out a way to match. No, Todd. That's how it's done. That's how you weed. That's how you find out who has legitimate interest and who doesn't. You know what I mean? I'll tell you, Oklahoma's not going to match that. If LSU offers 8 years, $100 million, Oklahoma's not matching that. And it's just up to Lincoln. Do you want a big raise and to coach at LSU, or do you want to stay at OU? Michael Thacker. Is it a failure if Woodward doesn't get Riley, Tucker, or Jimbo? Napier and Campbell seem like plan DE, etc. So I wouldn't say so. I mean, the analogy I would give you would be Jay Johnson. You okay with the Jay Johnson hire? I am. It's just, do you trust the guy making the decision to know what qualities he's looking for in a candidate to make that hire? I do. How could we make a hire like Freeze? They're not hiring Freeze. Woodward needs to send Will Wade to OU to make one of his strong ass offers. Jason Trump. Looks like Lincoln may be coming to LSU. Interesting. 8 years, $96 million. Could that mean he brings Caleb Williams? I would like to point out again that the 8 years, $100 million contract is something that I floated about 4 weeks ago. I would just like to point that out to all of you, by the way. And I don't know if Lincoln Riley will accept that. I don't know if he'll take the deal. I don't. I do think LSU will make that offer. But I've said that for a month now. Whatever. Alex Barnes, are the Saints getting a new kicker? Well, they did sign Brett Maher back. I don't know if he'll be active this week. Sparta, MSU couldn't lose another coach to LSU. They had to pay Tuck whatever it took to keep him. Yeah, respect, because that looks like that's a Michigan State fan. Realistically, if LSU really wanted Mel Tucker, they would have gotten Mel Tucker. The two, look, this is no disrespect, because I think D'Antonio did a great job there. I think Mel Tucker will do a great job there. One of those two jobs, the program has won 3 national titles since '03 and played for a 4th, and the other is Michigan State. You're a little brother in your own state. I know Michigan State fans hate that, but it's the reality as far as history and resources and everything. So, if LSU really wanted to hard press Mel Tucker, they would have gotten him, and they didn't, which is evident. So, anyway. Shelley Melanson. What are the source rumors going around the legitimacy of it? The report today was that LSU offered Lincoln Riley. I do believe they will, and I've told you that contract amount for 4 weeks. I do not believe that's happened yet. Steve Stevens, want to buy, but learning the ropes. Kevin Banta, GMEX, going up. Yeah, man, it is. It's pumping again. So, there was a big sell-off today. But I just, like I told you before, I don't care. It's the utility of that project is what will cause it to win long term. So just decide what you want. Everyone can have their own strategy. If you're just looking for a pump and dump, wait for the price to go up. You buy low right now when it goes up and sell off. Take your profits. That's cool. I'm no financial advisor or anything like that, but man, I haven't sold anything. I have not sold a single token. I'm in it, bro. I'm in it. Long haul. Let's see. Craig Dugas, Scone. Go see International Grammy Award-winning performer Nelly this week. Or was it all just a dream? Craig, Erica asked me last night if we're going. I said, we're going. Let's go. Matt, is more boosters or Woodward that doesn't like the idea of getting a coach from another Louisiana school? Both. Jeremy Causey, if you're Kippen or Napier, are you offended that Riley was the first offer? Nope. Who cares? If someone's going to pay you $10 million to coach at LSU, you don't care how far down the list you are. You're pumped that you get that opportunity. Let's see. Alex Campo, GMEX is a stronghold. Say it again, man. I haven't sold one single Gamecoin token. I believe the reason I invested the way I did in Gamecoin was not because I thought it could run up real quick and I could make a quick buck. It's because I believe in the long tail utility of that project, the digital asset for all athletes. I have a friend, I won't give you a name or anything, but I have a friend who's in the professional sports space who is adamantly opposed to crypto. We have knockdown, drag out fights about crypto. And this person owns Gamecoin. And this person says to me, I'm not invested in crypto. I'm not invested in a crypto token. I'm invested in the business because a digital asset, a digital trading card with a perpetual royalty on it for every athlete appeals to everyone. It's like, imagine if you could have a royalty on a Honus Wagner card for all time. Like, makes a lot of sense. He gets the utility of it, and the rest of the market will. It's brilliant. I mean, that's why I went so heavy into it. It's brilliant, and that's why if you have ever considered buying Gamecoin, this would be an amazing time to get it at less than a penny. Oh my God, I never thought we'd see that again. Not financial advice, by the way. All right, Facebook, like the page, share the post. YouTube, 346 watching, 148 likes. Let's smash the like button. Thank you so much. Appreciate y'all for being here. Cole Piers, Shane Laird. If Scott Woodward had a girlfriend, she'd be Abraham Lincoln Riley. I love it. I'd say that's a veiled Wayne's World reference. She'd be Abraham Lincoln. If she were president, she'd be Abraham Lincoln. Alan Dominguez, what about Chip Kelly? Nope. Craig Duga, Penelope, barrel proof 4 grain. Bro, Jimmy. It's so good, Craig. We're drinking the same thing. AJ Holland, bought the dip a little too early. Hate it takes so long for funds to transfer, settle to get some more. That's why, just as a good practice, AJ or anybody, again, not financial advice, whatever. It's a good idea to keep. That's why a lot of people keep like Tether or Binance Coin or whatever in your wallet at all times, so you have an asset that you can trade quickly. A lot of people do that because the process can be long and slow and cumbersome. You can miss buying opportunities. Brandon Atchison, I want a hat. We can make that happen. HUDCO Roofing, HUDCOroofing.com. Do business with someone you know. Jason, who would be your pick out of Dabo, Lincoln, Riley, or Kiffin? I would take Dabo. Guys won 2 national titles. Give me the guy that's won 2 titles. Alan Dominguez, he built Oregon into what they are now. Can do the same for LSU. Oh, you're talking about Chip Kelly. No, that was a decade ago. He doesn't even run the same offense at UCLA anymore. Gerald Mathern, love seeing Nightcap sitting at 600. Big jump from the OG 10 to 20. Let's go. Love it, Gerald. Thanks for being here, dude. Gerald texted me last night on my text line. He's like, I'm ready for Nightcap. I'm like, brother, it's tomorrow. I hate to tell you this, but it's tomorrow. It's Whiskey Wednesday. Will Hawthorne, Matt, not related to head coach search. Do you know how the SEC East and West will shift when OU and Texas come in? So what I have heard, Will, is that they will go to pod play. Divisions will be gone, and they'll go to 4-team pods. So you'll play every team in your pod, and then you'll rotate 2 teams from the other pods each year. So you would play in a 4-year cycle. You would play at every school in the league in a 4-year cycle. Jerry DeLucky, what's up? Hey, Dad, good evening. What's going on, man? Matt French, any interest in other cryptos than GMX? Yeah, Matt, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, I think are all great projects with long-term hold potential for me that I'm invested in. No, ma'am. Hey, Erica.
Yeah.
You want to say hi to everybody?
Hi, everybody.
Erica, do you love Gamecoin?
Love Gamecoin.
Do you love HUDCO?
Love HUDCO.
Do you love mycleanliving.net?
I love mycleanliving.net.
Mycleanliving.net.
I love you, baby.
I love you too. Mycleanliving.net.
I don't see you anymore.
What do you mean you don't see me? I'll see you right now.
Well, not really.
I see you. I see you, girl.
Yeah.
Suck, girl. I see you.
I used to chew on you every day.
I see you, girl.
Yeah.
What's going on over there, girl?
Yeah.
See you. Hate to see you leave, but love to watch you walk away.
You girl.
Yeah, girl. Yeah, girl. Let's see. Taylor Slay. Matt, who's your first, second, third choice for LSU head coach? Nick Saban would be 1. Bill Belichick would be 2. And Dabo Swinney would be 3. Winners, bro. Winners. Pedro Valaderes. What's going on? Chris Googe. What's up, Googe? Look at my guy. I need to budget until GMEX bounces back. Or Googe. You can buy the dip. Ryan Amanda Guidry. Still can't wait to see what name you put in your envelope. Well, I told y'all. I told y'all the name. Craig Duga. Matt, got to mix your poor man's 4 grain up for next week's nightcap. I'm sorry. That was annoying. I'm sorry. Paul Rogers. Are these offers accompanied with etouffee gumbo and coubillon? What's coubillon? I'm embarrassed. Dakota Lang. Did you find out who scammed GMEX to make it be released early? Released. No, Dakota. I can't even say that I believe there was a scam. What Dakota's referring to is when we were switching from the old smart contract to the new smart contract on Gamecoin, there were people who got the smart contract before it was released and started selling. So there was activity on it before it was supposed to be live. And let me put you this way: I don't think it was anyone here, meaning within the Gamecoin community. That's just a guess. But what I will say is this. I am so... I get it. Like, for those who are watching who don't know, so we've talked a lot about Gamecoin. If you've ever been in crypto's volatile. Like, the same reason Gamecoin could go from 1 cent to 4 cent in a matter of 2 weeks is the same reason you could have a 50% correction in a day. It's just, that's crypto. Happening with Bitcoin in May. But what I will say is this. The people, I wish you could know how committed the people who are David Mailer and the people on that executive team, how committed they are to building this platform and making it fucking amazing. I mean, like, industry disrupting, life-changing, transformative type shit. I mean, and you have brilliant people who have run big businesses and some of the smartest minds that I know in crypto who are running this thing and building the platform. Which I just know it. I just know, like, it's like Gamecoin is going to be and I'm not talking about the price of the token. I mean, that, like I said, the price of the token will follow the success of the platform. And I just know the people that are building and running that platform is going to be awesome. And then in the meantime, they've already raised more than $2 million. If for no other reason to be pumped about Gamecoin, be pumped because in 4 months, they've raised $2 million for charity. Incredible. Ryan and Manny, who do you call? Hudco. Let's see. Craig Dugas, realistic expectations for the Wade Brigade, and why is it national championship? I'll hang up and listen. P.S. We basketball school now. Craig, I told you, man. I picked this team to go to the Final Four, but I did it before Adam Miller's injury, and I would feel so much better if they had him and they were a 9-man rotation and he was their leading scorer, and I would feel so much better. I'm very encouraged by what I've seen. I love how hard they play for 40 minutes. The fact that they have run away and hid from teams in the second half is awesome. Love it. Clay Randolph. Will a guy like Riley bring the lax defensive mentality of the Big 12 with him? Great question, Clay. Remember, he did hire Alex Grinch, who had bounced around a little bit. Washington State had some success there, and then was at Ohio State before Riley brought him to Oklahoma. And they did improve last year. They've had some struggles this year, but I think it's a fair question. It's a very fair question, and I do wonder about that. Very fair question. Patrick Kason, what's up, man? Neil Ripley, what's going on? Hard to purchase all the Binance PooCoin stuff. Neil, that's true, and the great news is this week, Gamecoin announced that Bitmart is coming, and it's coming very, very soon. And that's going to be great. It's going to make it so much easier. And then other exchanges will follow. I mean, all the major exchanges will follow. Michael Kleber, I need help setting up Gamecoin, Matt. I'll bring the whiskey. Michael, all of the instructions are at the website. Go to the website. Go to thegamecoin.net, how to buy Gamecoin. Boom. Power through it. It's there. It's there for you, man. Robbie Beamer, funny story. My wife works with, I'm assuming, the owner's wife. That's in administration at OLOL. I told my wife, you have to get me a Hudco hat. And she did, under the contingency that I take a selfie and tag you in it. But she didn't give me hat you have. It's something different. Oh, the one that says like Hudco Roofing Exteriors. So, Robbie, you're talking about Mrs. Tilly. The better Tilly, by the way. Absolutely. But I'll gladly, would you take a picture, take a selfie, come find me, come take a picture with me. Jason Terry, Shiba, I do not own any meme coins, none. Devin Kelly, what's good, man? Realistically, out of your 3 picks, only Dabo is possible. Well, of course. I mean, come on. They're not going to get Nick Saban or Bill Belichick. I was being silly. The guy said, who would your 3 candidates be? I told you. Asher Queen, thoughts on Dave Aranda as the legitimate candidate? I'll repeat it. I have not heard anyone that I trust mention Dave Aranda's name. Fans ask me all the time. I've not heard anyone I trust mention Dave Aranda. Jason Trump, looks like Oklahoma isn't going to match LSU's offer. I don't believe they will. I also don't think Jake Crane's information is good. I do not believe that LSU has already made an offer to Lincoln Riley. Will they? I do think that is a very real probability. I do not believe that offer has already been made. John Smithsonian, sitting here eating ice cream while listening and watching to Scone. Thank you, man. Mike Tiger 24 TB. Good evening, Matt. Watch Nightcap while rocking my 6-month-old to sleep. Thanks for your dedication, all the work you do. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that, man. Austin Murphy. How is Coach O positively recruiting for LSU? What's he saying or what we're telling recruits? I'll tell you, Austin, I cannot believe this staff is still recruiting. I think this is a major shortcoming for Scott Woodward, allowing the staff to continue recruiting. I think it is absolutely naive if you don't think this staff is on LSU's dime going to different places and saying, hey, I'm not going to be at LSU, but would you be interested in coming wherever I land next? If you don't believe that's happening, you're naive. Naive. So LSU is basically paying for the staff to go recruit to other places. And I don't like that at all. Hal Jubin, ask E-Rock tonight? Maybe. What happened to James Franklin hype? I've told you all weeks ago, initial contact with James Franklin did not go well. I was basically told he was an asshole, and they were it was a bad first date, and there was never a second. Bad first date, never a second. By the way, smash the like button. We're at 177 likes, 344 watching on YouTube, 177 likes. I know we can get that over 200. I know we can do it. Take a second, smash that like button. Gulf South, which MEX's floor tonight? I think we hit it, brother. We pumped from 004, whatever it was, 0046. God, I wish I was ready to buy at 046. I would have loaded up my bag. You better believe that. I'd have picked up a few million more coins. Anyway. Napier's never coached a Power 5 school. He's never been a head coach at a Power 5 school. Trivia, protesting Iraq until I get my Drew Bucks. I don't blame you. Long-haired hippie. Why is Bruce Feldman raining on the Riley train? I don't think he's raining on it. Here's what I'll tell you. I think, here's what I know about how these things go. Because in some respect, like Jake or like Bruce Feldman or whoever, like I'm in the same boat. we all have people that talk to us. Some of you may not believe this. Like, I mean, I'll continue to throw this out there. How did a month ago I throw out 8 years, $100 million, and today Jake Crane's throwing out the same thing 4 weeks later? Like, people talk to us. Learned long ago how you handle sensitive information determines whether or not you get sensitive information. And for me, I've never, ever, ever wanted to be breaking news guy. You're never going to see a tweet from me that says breaking, blah. Because the problem with that is you only get to be wrong once. You're wrong once, you're fucked forever. No one's going to believe you anymore. You're the guy who said, Marcus Freeman, done deal, LSU DC. Nope, sorry, no one's ever listening to you again. You're the guys, Elias Ricks, going to Ohio State. Nope, sorry, you're wrong. Never listen to you again. Like, you don't get to be wrong. That's why it's important when you cultivate sources, you get good information, and you vet that information. I mean, like, God bless him, Tommy Chrysan, fucking 10 years ago, said after the Cotton Bowl, Les Miles is going to Michigan, Bo Pelini's going to be the head coach. It's 10 years ago. We're still talking about it. Kirk Herbstreit in 2007, Miles is going to Michigan. It's wrong. Well, still talking about it. Like, you don't get... Being a reporter who breaks news is very hard because sifting through the bullshit of who's telling you the truth and who's trying to spin a story, a narrative to their benefit is really hard. That's why you have to vet sources and cross-check information 2, 3, 4, 5 times before you put it out there. Because once you're wrong and you lose people's trust, you never get it back. They're always going to question what you say. So, is Bruce Feldman raining on the Riley train? I don't think he is. I think Bruce has somebody telling him what Lincoln's going to do. Lincoln's not going. But I also believe that to say that now is really risky because if Scott Woodward rolls through there with a $100 million offer when the season ends and says, I need a decision in 24 hours. I mean, if you're Lincoln Riley and you're looking at $7 million at OU or $12 million at LSU, money isn't everything, but it's a gigantic pull. School that's won national titles. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, things happen, bro. Like, things happen in these searches. Let's see. We're over 200 likes. Thank you so much, YouTube. You are awesome. Brian Arsenault, what's up? Leonard Sarasota, Dave Clawson appears to be the top choice for Virginia Tech. We'll see. I don't know that I would leave Wake for Virginia Tech. That's not the job I would leave for if I was Dave Clawson. Blacksburg's not an easy place to recruit to. You've seen the struggles that program has had post Frank Beamer, even at the end of Frank Beamer. That's not, if I was Dave Clawson, that's not the job I would take. Will the book of O and his assistants ever be written? The highs and lows and game plan from week to week is crazy to me. Maybe so, Pegasus J. Maybe. Just be glad it's gone. It's going to be done in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. Terrio convinced Napier's coming to Baton Rouge. Mike Ewing, Mr. CEO. Heard MSU offered $10.95 to Tucker. Well, that's not, you didn't hear it. That's a report from the Detroit Free Press. And try to tell y'all, but the $100 million offer, and what do you think Mel Tucker just went and leveraged? If y'all pay attention for long enough, you're going to see how the game works. Like, I'm telling you how it works. Like, LSU threw out that number, and there was one person at LSU who was really pushing for Tucker and got some contact and basically got his current employer to pay him that contract. Good for him. He's never getting a job here, apparently. What about Napier to Florida? Kyle Brister, I have heard that Florida would be interested if they fired Dan Mullen. Here's the latest I heard about Mullen. If they lose their next two, he's done. If they split him, and they've got Missouri and Florida State, if they split him, very iffy. If he wins them both, they're likely good. He's likely good. Are you sold on Riley like the other guys are? Offensively, yes. I am worried about quarterback development. Yes, I am worried about defense. Jude McLaren, what, if anything, have you heard about it, Dave Aranda at LSU? I've answered this a bunch tonight. 0. Nobody that I trust has mentioned Dave Aranda's name to me. It's not to say he's not in the mix somewhere. I'm telling you, nobody that I trust has mentioned it. Fans ask me all the time. Listeners ask me all the time. No one I trust has mentioned Dave Aranda's name to me. Like, do people who put together lists of candidates based on their ideas of who do they? Yeah, but like nobody I trust has mentioned his name to me. Let's see. Taylor Calandro, $60 American plus 10% for the state and feds to spend wisely. That would be the Penelope. 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 Barrel strength. Louisiana Select. Toasted. Fantastic. Go get it at Calandro's. It's fantastic. That's what's in my glass. While you're at it, so be a member of the Bourbon Society of Baton Rouge. If you're not yet, you should be. Bourbon Society of Baton Rouge. You get that really cool Glencairn. Great discounts at retailers. Charitable endeavors. Great people. Where are we? Let's see. John Charnetsky. Cobrister. Watched other guys talking about Riley and trash talking OU and LSU in a playoff. They forgot he was coaching OU during that beatdown a couple of years ago. Vincent Colette, has Matt Rule been mentioned? No, Vincent, and I think the tough part about Matt Rule is LSU's not going to wait until January. 80% of high school signees are going to put pen to paper in the December signing period. You got to have a coach in place by then. You can't wait until January. Matt Lusto. Am I crazy for preferring Aranda over Riley? Yes. It's an offensive game. Give me the guy that can develop quarterbacks. I think it's easier to find a competent defensive coordinator than it is someone who can recruit and develop elite quarterbacks. Give me the guy that can recruit and develop elite quarterbacks and figure out defense. Rapid batches. You're saying good morning again, Matt. Sorry. Mel Tucker would do magic at LSU. He'd win the state over. I would agree. I think he would do great. He's not going to get the job, though. Ben Thompson, it was rumored Aranda did not like the recruiting responsibilities. Dave Aranda would take the job in a heartbeat. His wife and kids love Baton Rouge. It's why he stayed as long as he did, quite honestly, because of his family. And he would take the job in a millisecond. I think the tough part about hiring Dave is that part is true. Dave does not like recruiting. And I believe that if you're going to win at LSU, especially with Bama, now with Georgia, with Kirby at Georgia, and Jimbo at A&M, you are going to have to win some bare-knuckle brawls for 5-star athletes. You're not going to win with 3 stars and low 4 stars. You have to go get 5 stars if you're going to beat Bama and Georgia and A&M and all. Like, you got to win those battles if you're going to win natties. So, and Dave doesn't love it. And honestly, that's my big reservation on Matt Campbell as well. Matt Campbell has a reputation of not really wanting to go fight over 5 stars. And if that's the case, man, not a great fit. Robbie Beamer, does anyone on staff stay? Yes. Corey Raymond, his deal's already done. And I believe Brad Davis is going to stay too, the offensive line coach. Guy on Rufino's podcast said OU has that oil money and will match whatever LSU's offers. Rufino's, like the restaurant, has a podcast? What are you talking about? Jeremy Causey, how do the memorandum of agreements work with coaching searches? How much weight do they carry until ink is dried? Presser is held for the new coach. So you're saying if they have an agreement in place before they actually have the press conference? Yeah, no. Not really how it works. Nick Bradley, Hole. Nice surprise. See you all tonight. So Nick, here every Wednesday, Whiskey Wednesday, call it Nightcap with Scone. A show that was born out of quarantine, 365 hanging on YouTube. See, trivia, this is the thing that I do like about YouTube. We may end up with more live viewers on YouTube. Facebook, the algorithm allows us to populate. We get more and more and more views than we do on YouTube over time. But live YouTube, love it. Love y'all. Thank you for being here. And the 154 hanging on Facebook, love y'all too. Thank you so much for being here. Jason Austin, glad James Franklin Mel Tucker hype has died out. I don't think it was hype, Jason. And I think you're really short-sighted if you didn't like Mel Tucker. I think he would have done remarkably well here. Rick Newman, Matt, tonight on another show, I know you guys stated Aranda was definitely interviewed by Woodward. Can you confirm? That was kind of confirmed it. Rick, okay, very... Coaches in the middle of a season don't exactly sit down with other schools' athletic directors to interview for jobs. That's kind of dumb. If you think Scott Woodward flew to Waco on a game week when Baylor's playing Oklahoma, so Baylor's playing Oklahoma, Woodward gets on a plane, flies to Baylor to interview Dave Aranda for that job on a game week. Got it. Let's see. Rick Newman. Moscona is the GOAT of LSU media personalities. Thank you, Rick. That's very kind of you. Let's see. Is the head coach ability to attract Manning a big factor? 0. Arch Manning's not coming to LSU. But let me say this very slowly. Arch Manning is not coming to LSU. Will Durante be coaching at a nice program next season? People could be asking me if Durante is going to be retained. Like, no. Hell no. Like, Durante should have never been hired. No disrespect to him, but like, that's the problem with Ed. You hired a defensive coordinator who hadn't been a defensive coordinator since 2009 at a Division II school. It's fucking stupid. You're at LSU. You're willing to pay 7 figures for coordinators. Hire someone who's been a fucking coordinator before. Anyway. Ashari, what's up, dude? Penelope or Penelope? Penelope? It's Penelope. I'm just saying Penelope. There was a movie. What was the movie where the guy said Penelope instead of Penelope? Penelope? I don't remember. Thoughts on coaching candidates? Should they take the LSU job going back after Brennan? Nah, that's not going to happen. Kerry Hughes, if not Riley and Tucker, does Kiffin become the front runner? So, no. I wouldn't say front runner. Matt, what is that? Well, this only says Matt ranked these 1045 personalities in order of ... And then Bradley Abity says, I want to hear this. I didn't get to see the whole comment. Sorry. The whole comment doesn't show up. I'm trying to see it. Oh, well. Baker Mayfield is improving. He's elite right now. Devin, I don't care what they do in the NFL. I care what they do in college. If you're hiring a college football coach who can develop a college quarterback into a Heisman Trophy winner that, quite honestly, was in a hell of a game against Georgia in the college football playoff. And really probably should have won it, but whatever. John Voorhees think Woody got his guy, the rest of smoke screens. Woody's guy is Jimbo, and he ain't getting Jimbo. I don't believe so anyway. Goosh, BSOBR member, will head to Clandros tomorrow for the Penelope toasted. You will enjoy this, Googe. I'm telling you. Knowing your style, you will enjoy the Penelope, the Louisiana Select. Very good. If you like toasted barrel, which I do. The only coach I would want to go get these 5-star recruits would be Dabo Swinney or Kiffin. Let's see. Bradley Abity, if Lincoln Riley declined the job, would Lane Kiffin be one of the next guys on the list? People are asking a lot about Kiffin. I heard Kiffin's name for the first time tonight in a long time, but it did come from the Ole Miss side of the equation. Reagan Lee, what's up, Matt? My brother and I have a podcast. It would be awesome to get you on sometime. Happy to do it. Send me a message. Let me know when y'all record. I'll work out a time and do it. I'll always say yes. As long as we can make it work out for time, I'll always say yes. Would love to do that. Ashari, Matt, I'm on Granddad 114. Yes, sir. Oh my God, Ashari. I hadn't seen you in a minute, Ashari. Come to Don Juan this weekend, dude. It's going to be late, actually. Travis Young, Bill O'Brien back to the pros. My understanding is Bill O'Brien's going to be a head coach again. Might be in college. Let's see. Michael Hall, good evening, Matt. You had your pick. Who'd you go after all out? The fact that that's such a hard question speaks to how difficult of a decision this is. For me, it would Jimbo. I know that's not going to sit well with a lot of people, but look at the recruiting class he's putting together. He can undeniably coach and develop quarterbacks, and he's won a natty. I mean, he would win here in a big, big way. I mean, but he's also 56. Like, are there guys like Napier that are in their 40s that would maybe, or Kiffin that could have a longer tenure? Sure. But I'm saying, okay, who gives me the best chance to win a natty? Well, Got's won a natty already. Condon for head coach, Russ Mitchell for OC, Musso for DC. Let's get it. Will they keep Kevin Falk? No, they will not. Musso can pass out blunts for every turnover he gets. They're not keeping Kevin Falk. Alex Gonzalez, and I'll tell you all this too. I've been told Mickey Joseph and probably Pete's going to Nebraska under Scott Frost. Remember Mickey Joseph played at Nebraska. I think that's where Bill Bush went again this year. Anyway, I think that's where they're headed. Keep an eye on that. Alex Gonzalez, goal line fade was a shit call. Can't get over it. I don't blame you, Alex. It was a shit call. What outfit are you going for Whiskey and Wine this Saturday? I don't know. I don't really have outfits, Brandon. Okay, Robbie, here you go. Matt, rank the 104.5 personalities on the order of how they would finish on the Wonderlic, best to worst. Oh, God. Hester, T-Bob, Otter, Condon, Haney. Wonderlic, huh? Hanny, T-Bob, Hester, Otter, Condon. Skip, what's up, dude? Christopher Merrill, all eyes in 3, keep Falk. You can say what you want, bro, but I'm telling you, coach will be able to hire wherever he wants. I'm telling you is that the deal is done to keep Corey Raymond, and I think they're going to keep Brad Davis because he has a 3-year deal. Mark Hammond, what's up? All right, jump back here to YouTube. As always, a couple of reminders. 374 watch. It's fucking awesome, dude. Thank y'all so much for watching, hanging on. I fucking love that. It's amazing. Smash the like button if you haven't done so yet. 142 on Facebook. So we're still at 369. 700 people still watching. No, I'm not good at math. 500 people still watching. Sorry. Tell I'm not good at math. Lamar Stevens, let's see. Wesley Randall waiting for your Gamecoin take, still holding here. I gave it a little bit earlier, for those that didn't hear, I guess. Maybe you did, or maybe that was just a long time ago. Yeah, I'm pumped. I'm not new to crypto. Crypto is very volatile. Y'all, the same reason y'all were pumped when it went from 1 cent to 4 cent in like 2 weeks. It's why you're bummed now that it's dipped. I'm really excited about it going to all the major exchanges and all that stuff. But all that, whatever. The price of the token will be affixed to the project itself, and the project itself is why I invested to begin with, because I believe in the utility of Gamecoin and what it's going to be for athletes and for investors, and I think it's going to be awesome. So, and that's coming along amazingly. Kenneth Martin, Matt, you're the best at what you do. Thank you, Kenneth. Very kind of you. You're the best at what you do, Kenneth. Mike Ewing, if you were AD, who would be your number one? All right, some of these, if I've answered these before, I'm probably just going to skip past them so I catch up a little bit. Scott Craig, what's up, my dude? Trey Haydet, love Wednesday nightcaps. Pels, geez, yeah, you're right. Jacob Hibbard, based on Fellman, which some are saying, sounds like we're missing on Riley. I don't know that I believe. Look, I'll put it to you this way. I had a conversation last night with some people associated with Oklahoma who were very nervous that Lincoln was going to leave for LSU. So I don't think that that's definitive at all. We'll see. Connor O'Neill, what's up, man? Can Woodward hire the next Pels coach? Jeez. Pels, man. God, dog. Man, I'm really far behind on comments. I just got to get software that allows comments to populate in order. Ugh. Oh my God, this is so far back. Ugh. Nothing like catching up with Scone after finishing the last episode of Narcos Mexico. Don't know what that is, but glad you're here, David. Jacques Cormery. Timbo Slice. Then he and RC did a segment together about how good Tomlin would be at LSU. Dustin Blanchard. Tomlin thing was started on a New York radio station. Scone was responding to it. He didn't make the story up. Yeah, wait, hang on. I don't know where that came from, all that sort of stuff. An agent who had spent time in the Steelers organization went on a New York radio station, on the Fan in New York, and said Mike Tomlin would be great for LSU. RC was on AFR and said basically the same thing. Don't know anything about it. Don't know if he would come. But if there was even any interest, LSU should make slap your mama off or whatever. That was the extent of it. I told you that my guess, and this is where I was very clear that this was a subjective guess, when I learned that LSU had floated in agent circles an 8-year, $100 million offer to see what type of interest they got, that's probably when Tomlin's agent was like, you want to talk to Mike Tomlin? And maybe that's just to get more money out of the Steelers, but whatever it is, that's my guess is where that came from. I never said Mike Tomlin was coming to LSU. Philip Streve, if Lane Kiffin wants the job, why not grab him? They might. He would walk here. I'm telling you, he would walk here. Carl Alexander. Matt, do you believe Caleb Williams follows Riley to LSU? I have no idea. I wouldn't even guess. I have no idea. Purple Cajun, tomorrow's the start of the weekend. If we go to a pod layout, will they lump all the SEC or the Southwest Conference into one pod? So, Daryl, what I saw was no, by the way. It was LSU, A&M, and the Mississippi schools together. And maybe what you're referring to would be Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, Missouri. That would be at one pod. And then Bama, Auburn, Tennessee, and Vanderbilt. And then Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, and Kentucky, I think is what I saw. Let's see. Didn't this guy say something about Arkansas being frauds and lose to them in your old building? Ha ha ha. Well, John, I mean, Arkansas can still be a fraud and beat a bad LSU team. What's your point? The point about Arkansas being the Arkan frauds was that they were ranked 8th in the country, and I said this team isn't very good, and they're not the 8th best team in the country, and they proceeded to get their ass kicked 3 straight weeks. So what's your point? That's a poor son of a bitch who cheers for Arkansas, who hasn't anything to cheer for in 5 years. Haven't been a bowl game since 2016. Poor bastards got to sit there and watch LSU win 3 natties since '03 and play for a 4th while they're just fucking fired up to get to 1 bowl game in 5 years. Can you imagine? Like, as bad as you feel as an LSU fan right now, you could be that guy. Jumping on someone else's stream to make a comment like that because you have that much penis envy because you haven't been to a bowl game in 5 years. Bitcoin is a scam. I hope you're joking, Evan. God, I hope you're joking. Jesus, what a stupid comment. That's got to be a joke. Will Davis, Drake Knapp. Let's see, Jelly. Met one of the executive engineers the other day. Cool young dude. 28 or 60 million. I think I know what you're talking about. I don't want to put it out there. Kevin Keys. Matt, has there been any transfer portal talk coming from any of the team? Or is the main feeling to generally hang around for the new coach? So, Kevin, I'll put it to you this way. It is unavoidable. If you fire a coach, whenever you have a coaching change, you're going to lose kids to the portal. It's just, you're going to lose recruits, you're going to lose transfers. The flip side is also true. You're going to gain recruits and gain transfers of guys that want to play for the coach or were committed to the coach. Look at baseball. Look at Jacob Berry. Like, you would have never gotten Jacob Berry. You know, if you hadn't changed coaches, you would have never gotten Eric Razelman if you hadn't changed coach, you know? So, can y'all hear Erica? She's in there laughing at TikTok videos. She watches TikTok videos all night long. Sutton Farmer, if you think Bitcoin is a scam, look at the dollar right now. Amen. Thank you. The United States government is a fucking scam. Are you kidding me? Like, taxing the shit out of us to waste our money on stuff we have no control over? Christ almighty. Like, artificially pumping like, giving people stimulus checks, basically turning on the printer, devaluing the dollar, basically giving you more money, but in so doing, increasing the cost of goods by devaluing the dollar. So that way the money they gave you really isn't worth anything, but you think you got something. Fucking get off your ass and go get a job, please. Like, that's the way our economy will roll. By you getting off your ass and going to work. Please. Like everybody else. Stop sitting your ass at home, being lazy, not working, fucking being a drain on our entire economy, on me and everyone else who works hard and pays taxes. Get off your ass and go work. If you're one of the 342 watching there, or one of the 128 watching there, who are sitting at home collecting unemployment because of the pandemic because you don't want to work because you're lazy, get off your ass and go work, asshole. I hope that's not of you, by the way. But if you know someone who is, tell them to get off their lazy ass and go fucking work, asshole. Mike Ewing, why don't you have a crypto podcast? I don't know, Mike. I have a lot of podcasts. I feel like I'm probably podcast out, and I don't know that I'm like I'm not at an expert level enough to do a crypto podcast. I love to consume that content to learn more, but I don't think I'm at a point where I know enough that I feel like I have anything to share. Colin Burns, what's your favorite budget bourbon? $25 or under. It's not a bourbon, it's a rye, but Sazerac. Sazerac rye. There's a reason I endorse it. It's amazing. Neat, rocks, in a cocktail. Now, if that's a rye. Now, if you want a bourbon, Elijah Craig small batch. About $27. If you want an inexpensive bourbon, that's it. Elijah Craig small batch. But they also have barrel proof. What are you laughing at in there? You and your TikTok videos. All you do is watch TikTok videos and cackle like a
That's
hen.
not all I do. I do
This
this
is what
every
I-
day goes to bed.
And cackle like a hen.
This is a sports related one. It's funny. It's a sports,
Toasted barrel.
It's like a replay.
A replay?
Are you gonna watch it?
Nope, I'm doing a show.
They might have sports.
I've got 330 people watching right there, and I've got.
Sports
All right, let me hear it. Come see it. Let's see it. And 122 watching there.
Okay, no.
Carrie Hughes, where's the bottle with the elk head topping?
Okay.
That's all the old elk right there. Old elk.
Small one.
No.
Scroll up. Okay, ready? Let me turn it up some. Okay.
Josh Bynes has been coming all night long, but then he pulls out and it's just hard. Since he's seen a hole that big. Josh Bynes,
I mean, really? They did it on purpose, right?
it's just hard.
No?
It's been a while since he's
That guy did it on. He knew it.
coming all night long, but then
He knew it.
and it's just hard. It's been a while since he's seen a hole that big. Josh Bynes has been coming all night long, but then he pulls out and it's just hard. It's been a while since he's seen a hole that big.
Awful.
Josh
It's
Bynes has
awful.
been
Yeah,
coming
he's
all
on.
night long, but then he pulls out and it's just hard. It's been a while since he's seen a hole that big. Josh Bynes has been coming all night long, but then he pulls out and it's just hard. It's been a while since he's seen a hole that big.
This is what my wife does
You
at
don't think that's funny?
10:30. No, this is what my wife
That's
does at
hilarious.
10:37
Because
at
do you
night.
think the announcer
Watches TikTok
Do you
videos.
think the announcer knew he was doing it on purpose?
No,
Really?
no.
Nobody uses the word pull out in football. Right?
KO, not that funny.
Well, KO doesn't have a sense of humor. There's this game I saw advertised, and it's called Laugh or Drink. Oh no, Laugh and Drink. So like basically, you pull these cards, and if you laugh, like I would be wasted in the first 5 minutes of the game. Because it's one of those games. It's like stupid stuff that I would think is funny, but if you laugh, you have to drink. So I think that'd be a fun game.
No matter what
Okay.
he's doing. No matter what he's doing.
Brandon said it that as political as you will see Matt get. I got nothing to do with politics. I don't fucking care. I do not give two shits and or a single fuck about politics. I do not care if you are a Republican, if you are a Democrat. I don't give two shits at all. I don't care if you watch Fox, if you watch CNN. I think you're all fucking idiots if that's what you spend your time doing. All I know is to be a productive member of society, get off your fucking ass and go get a job. They're gonna piss me off. Brad Acord, why is Gamecoin so hard to buy? So, Brad, because that's pretty standard in crypto, right? Whenever you're a new token until you get listed on mainstream exchanges, like you have to go through a decentralized exchange. Like, for example, because Gamecoin is on the Binance Smart Chain, you have to go to an exchange that supports Binance, which would be like PancakeSwap, which is where it is now. So it's a DEX, a decentralized exchange where you can swap Binance for Gamecoin. So eventually, man, look, we're going to be on all the mainstream exchanges, and I'm looking forward to that. But it's tough because it's new, and you got to sort of you got to get proof of concept, which we've done so far, which is really good. Anyway, let's see. Where are we? Meme coins are quite literally Ponzi schemes. They are. I'm with you, Matt. Like, it is. There's no utility behind it. It's just artificially pumping a price so people can take profits. And I will not be the one who ever gets left holding the bag on a meme coin. So that's why I invest in none of them. Let's see. If we're swinging for the fences, why not go get smart? So, Kyle, I think there's only 2 coaches in college football that are completely unattainable. It's Kirby Smart at Georgia and Nick at Alabama. Those are the only 2 that are completely unattainable. Heard Otter say the recruits are saying they'll be told new coach in a week or so. Well, a week or so would make sense. It'd be the end of the regular season. And I told you I believe that they're going to introduce the new coach within 48 hours of the end of the regular season. Jimmy James, where's all the alleged LSU money coming from when we can't improve the concourse at Tiger Stadium for nothing? So here's the issue, Jimmy. Like, there are plenty of LSU boosters. I mean, you don't realize how much oil and gas money there is around South Louisiana, and people you don't know their names that are billionaires, and there's plenty. The issue with Tiger Stadium is you're talking about a structure that's 100 years old, right? Like, it's a concrete structure that's 100 years old. What do you do? Like, you can't really expand the concourse. Like, there's nowhere to go. You know what I mean? Like, unless if you just demo it and build a new stadium, which they're not going to do. So it's a real challenge because you're talking about a 100-year-old structure. So, anyway. Let's see. I wanted to ask him if he was going to LSU so bad, but he's with his kid, so I hit him with "What's up, coach?" and told him good luck the rest of the season. I don't know what that's about. Sorry. William Hodges. I'm sick of all these breaking news people. That's why I watch this Nightcap. Bring back Les Miles, Jesus. How would you rate the play of Jeffrey Simmons this year? I think he's been the best interior defensive lineman in the NFL this year. He's incredible. We knew watching him at Mississippi State, though, he's unblockable. Sean S. Nobody wants Riley. That's not true. Go Tigers. We're getting Dabo. Let's see. Scott Thibodeau, Hal Jubin. Any more? Let me see if there's any more I want to get to here. How vast is your patience? Answering the same question so many times. Thank you, Lamar Stevens, for recognizing that. But I also understand, like, that's why I'm here. There's 300 people watching on YouTube and 106 watching on Facebook. There's 400 people watching right now still. So some people just joined and have the same question. So I'm happy to answer it for them. But sort of the trade-off is I get to tell you about Hudco Roofing. So if you need a roof, or if you have a family member or a friend or a colleague, a neighbor, Hudco Roofing, especially, y'all. The home of Thibodeau area, the Bayou area. It's coming to our attention, man, that there's a lot of people in need. There aren't a lot of people who have had roofers down there. We have materials. We have crews ready. HUDCOroofing.com. Just fill out the contact form. We'll get right to you. HUDCOroofing.com. Also, Gamecoin, thegamecoin.net, and mycleanliving.net. If you're on Facebook, mycleanliving's tagged in the post. Remember, NASA technology in these air purifiers. COVID's still around, but even beyond COVID, cold, flu, staph, mold, odors, any dozens of pathogens. These air purifiers eliminate these pathogens in the air and on surfaces. Incredible. Learn more at mycleanliving.net, mycleanliving.net. As a matter of fact, one of the big chemical plants in Baton Rouge just made a huge order with My Clean Living for their pods. It's going to keep their people safe. Like St. Jude School, a lot of schools, retirement homes, they put these all over their campuses. mycleanliving.net, mycleanliving.net. As a matter of fact, if you call the phone number at the top, I'll give you all this tip. Go to mycleanliving.net. Whoops. Go to mycleanliving.net and call the phone number at the top, which is load. Come on, man. There it is. 413-2299, 413-2299, 413-2299, homepage at mycleanliving.net. That's Jennifer. She's the rep here. Call her. She can demo products for you. She can walk you through the whole thing. I'll just post that in there if you're interested. Oh, Nick Bradley Hole said Hudco jingle time. Okay, why not? Let's get it one more time. Last time, I promise.
When you need a roof, call someone you know. Scone and Terrio.
All you need is Hudco.
Call Hudco Roofing. 364-1007.
Last time, I promise. All right. Tyler Lambert, where are the PMAC renovations? Well, they did a bunch. Remember, they redid all the seating, they redid the concourses. I think the only thing they can do is build a new arena, which I don't think they're going to do anytime soon. I don't think O like Saban, he would go with Lane. I will tell you definitively that I know for a fact that Nick Saban has already offered Ed Ogeron a spot on his staff. He said, we'll figure out the role, whatever it is, but Nick Saban has offered Ed Ogeron a spot on his staff. I do not believe Ed Ogeron will coach next year. I think he will take a year off and get back in the following year. Cassiano asked the same question. No stogie with your beverage, you're not allowed to burn. So yeah, I'm not smoking inside. But if I was outside, you better believe I would. Travis McGraw, dirty lady. She's actually the complete opposite of that. It's just hilarious. But she thinks that's funny. Okay, we might be just about done. Hour and a half for Nightcap. How about it? Appreciate y'all for hanging on. Hudco jingle reminds me of the Bears Super Bowl shuffle. Has anyone explained to Belichick how when we pay him 8 years, $100 million Gamecoin, that's 8 years, a bajillion, enough to get Joe Brady's to play call? Well done. That's a walk-off. Well done, Nick Miller. Well done. Let's see. What guys do you see transferring out of the baseball program? That's a great question. Bobby, I'll tell you, I think a lot of the returning guys are on notice. You mentioned Bianco. I think, look, there's some obvious, like Gio, Collier, Cranford. I mean, there's some obvious guys, Will Safford. I think there's some obvious guys who just, aren't going to have a spot. Craig Dugas, speaking of those Stags, is one of those batch 12V. Batch 12? First question. Let's see. Didn't tell me the batch. We'll see it on there. Huh. She must be enlisted. Oh. Great. What are we supposed to do now? Matt, are you excited? YouTube is doing away with the dislike button. What will those 2 to 3 lost souls do once it's finalized? Do we have dislikes? We have 8. We have 8 dislikes. But I don't even really care, Craig, because the truth is, like, all of that helps. I mean, that's all part of the algorithms. Like, any engagement's good. I will not get excited until I see Ross Dellinger reported via Twitter. Very smart. Ross, Brett McMurphy, the usual suspects. Guys that are really good at breaking news. All right, y'all. I think we're done. Have an awesome night. Thanks so much for watching. You could do me a great solid by referring someone to Hudco, hudcoroofing.com, hudcoroofing.com, hudcoroofing.com. Holler at Gamecoin, not the penny, the Gamecoin logo. Thegamecoin.net, thegamecoin.net. And of course, mycleanliving.net, mycleanliving.net. Y'all check out their air purifiers. You'll see we have one in our den, which can purify up to 3,000 square feet. That's our whole house. And beyond, obviously. And then the one you see every day on set with me on AFR is the Fresh Air Mobile, which can purify up to 500 square feet. So I take it with me. It's on my bedside at night. It's on my desk with me at work during the day. I run it in my car as a car adapter, run it in my car when I'm driving. So, I mean, how many times do we actually disinfect our car? And then on set with me in studio. So, keep people healthy, y'all. Okay. And by the way, the Coach O will never go to Bama. He's too loyal to LSU for that. Bullshit. How about when the day he's fired, he's at a press conference and he gets asked the question, what advice would you give the next coach? He goes, not my job. Not my job, do that. Loyalty. Yeah, right. My ass. Okay, y'all have an awesome night. Love you. Peace. See you.